the Indian Scout Bobber's 10-inch mini apes. Could you install it yourself? Should you install it yourself? Let's talk about it. It's FASTLANE.
Break it down.
The Indian Scout Bobber, the illustrious 10-inch mini apes. They look super cool. We've seen them on a couple bikes now. They come standard on the Scout Bobber 20, and they also come on the new Scout Rogue, which looks pretty sick with a new little cowl and the big 19-inch front wheel and all that. But if you're anything like me, when you got your Scout, you might have desired to have those mini apes. You weren't down with the little, low tracker bar. You thought it was cool when you bought it, but you had the idea that I'm going to trade this out as soon as I get the chance. And that was me. And matter of fact, when I was looking at new Scouts and I thought I was going to buy a brand new one off the showroom floor, I was already talking to those guys about how much is it to swap to the 10-inch mini apes, because I was just going to finance the whole thing and put it right in there. You know what they told me? $1,000. That was the quote I was quoted. Now, I don't know if that's just my Indian dealer or if that's across the board, but parts, labor, etc., $1,000 to get the 10-inch mini apes installed on my bike. All right, so let's talk about the different bikes and what it takes to install them. If you have a regular Indian Scout, just the bread and butter, good old-fashioned, the beauty that it is, the original Indian Scout, or the Indian Scout 60, this is not a big deal. You can buy those mini apes, you can swap the bars out, swap your hand controls on there, tighten it up, you're good to ride, man. That's all it takes. There's nothing to it. There's no clutch line that needs to be extended. There's no brake line that needs to be extended. So there's no removing brake lines. So there's no bleeding of brakes. So literally, couple hours, few hours, a little towel on the tank, one of your kids, extra set of hands, a buddy, your wife, whatever. You can have those suckers, on and off, installed in just a few hours on a Saturday morning, and you're off riding into the sunset. Now, when we get into the Scout Bobber, it becomes a different situation. Matter of fact, if you look at any of the Indian forums, you'll see that most people haven't done it themselves. And the reason is because there's not very much information out there on how to do it. And there's also not many YouTube videos that show you how. And to tell you the truth, the people on the forums, they pretty much discourage you from doing it because it is not an easy job depending on the bike you have. Now, that depends if you have a 2018 Indian Scout Bobber or a 2019 and up Indian Scout Bobber or Scout Bobber 60, etc. So let's talk about the 2018 for a minute. All right, here's how an install goes. If you got the 2018 Indian Scout Bobber, first thing you're gonna do, you gotta take off the seat. You gotta get at the tank. There's videos to show you how to change the air cleaner that'll show you how to remove the tank. So you gotta get under, you gotta remove the tank, all right? Then you gotta get in where under the seat is, you gotta take out the battery, you gotta take out the fuse box, you gotta get all the way down to the master cylinder. Then you gotta get under the back wheel area, and there's some bolts and such under there. I'm not going to show you all about it. You get under the back rear wheel area, and you're going to have to loosen up that master cylinder so you can get at those brake lines to remove them. Then you're full on reinstalling all these brake lines, reinstalling a new extended clutch. You got to take the headlight cowl off. You haven't even started taking the bars and the controls off up front yet. And then you got to put the new bars on, the new controls, probably some new hand grips. Some people will keep the old ones. They will fight to get the old ones off, and that's a lot of work. Me, I just cut them off and put some new ones on usually. I got the Roland Sands for the FTR on my Scout. Yeah. Anyway, so then you got all this done. You got to put it all back together, which is very, very difficult, by the way, because where you got to get under the seat down there, your hands probably won't hardly fit, and they've got crush washers and stuff that are going to keep trying to fall off, and you're going to have a time just getting those brake lines reattached. put everything back together, the new bars on, the new grips on, headlight cowl back on, etc., everything tightened up. Now you got to bleed the brakes. So we're talking like an all-day job, if not a couple days on a weekend. Matter of fact, I did mine on a Friday, and I didn't bleed them till Sunday because I was so burnt out on the whole project. I almost kicked the bike over a couple times. I'm not gonna kid you, man. I was annoyed. I was irritated. I was like, I should have bought a Harley. But I love my Scout. I love my Indian. And so I got it all put back together. Here's the thing. I don't have a 2018. Yeah, I got a 2019. So I actually bought the wrong kit of all the extended lines and everything, and was listening to people on forums and thought I got to go all the way back to that master cylinder. Nope. If you got a 2019, there's a little coupler right under the tank area. Yeah. Matter of fact, I changed the brake line that was going all the way down to the front caliper that was just like the exact brake line. I just put a new one on, and mine was only like a year old. So I guess it's good I got a new one, but I didn't need a new one. So anyways, I made the job much more difficult. So if you've got a 2018, I feel for you. Trust me, that's not a fun job. Can you do it? Maybe. Should you? I don't know. You want to make sure you get it all back together, especially when we're talking about brakes, okay? So brakes are one of those things that you don't want to mess with if you don't kind of have a feeling like you could figure it out or you know what you're doing. And the reason is because you're going 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, not that I'm recommending that, on the freeway, and you hit those brakes and they don't work, you're probably dead. Yeah. Matter of fact, even 30, 40 at an intersection, if you hit the brakes and they aren't there and you go out into traffic, you're probably gonna get a hurt on, if not dead, okay? So brakes are something you wanna make sure you know what you're doing, make sure you feel confident, make sure you know how to bleed them. There's videos out there. You can do it yourself. Trust me, people do it. You know, there's videos that teach you how to bleed your brakes, and I'm sure you could do it if you figure it out. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you to take it to an authorized Indian service tech. Anyways. So, if you have the 2018 Scout Bobber, it's a little bit of a job. Can you do it? Probably. Should you do it? I'm not sure. You know, and maybe you can't even do it. I'm not sure about your mechanical abilities, okay? Now, if you got a 2019 and up, you're only going to have to go to that brake line right under the tank, and that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. You're not taking out the battery, you're not taking out the fuse box under the seat, you're not getting down at the master cylinder, you're not unattaching that thing so you can move it around. Yeah. The thing you do got to do at the end of it all is you got to put it all back together. Headlight cowl, handlebars, grips, controls, all of it, tank, seat, and then you got to bleed the brakes. Yep. You got to make sure you know how to bleed the brakes, and you got to get all the air out of those and make sure everything's functioning properly. And always take it for a mild test ride when you first start, just so you know. Don't get out and start raging on the thing. Yeah, because if they fail, you're in trouble. So I would say when it comes to the original Indian Scout and the original Scout 60, mini ape install, pretty easy. 4 hours in a garage, 3 or 4 hours with a buddy, your kid, your wife, towel on the tank, you got her done. You're riding the bike. Scout Bobber 2018, could be a whole day, man, and then you are going to decide whether or not you want to bleed the brakes at the end of it. Now, if you're a really good bike mechanic, this might not take you any time at all. You might just be like, you just don't know what you're doing, bro, you know? Could be. I'm just telling you my personal experience. Now, if you got a 2019 or up Indian Scout Bobber, much easier job. And a lot of it comes that you don't have to get at that master cylinder to run all your cables, all right? Now, I would encourage you to check with your local Indian dealer, your rep, whoever. Look at the instruction manuals on your cables, your bars, your brake lines, all that. Make sure you're doing everything right, tightening things to spec, etc., etc. Now, your option is, obviously, if you're not comfortable, you can take it to somebody else. You can take it to Indian or probably some other motorcycle mechanic shop or something that knows how to do such things. You could pay some money. You might be able to pay less than at the Indian dealer if there's a local shop or something that feels confident they can do it. So that's really up to you. You need to do what you're comfortable with and what you feel safe about doing. You also don't want to have a bike that you get on that you don't know if you trust anymore because you did something that you're not sure if you did it right, okay? So you might want to consider, if that's you, there's no shame in it, man. There ain't no shame, man. No, there ain't no shame. You do you. You do what you're comfortable with. We want you to stay safe and have a good time for a long, long time, all right? So don't do something stupid and do something you don't feel comfortable doing. And you know what? If you get in the middle of something and you need some help, get some help. Don't continue to do something wrong. Get somebody to help you figure it out, all right? Probably authorize somebody who knows something about bikes, all right? Okay. So, super important that you buy the right parts. So let's check out what you ought to buy and what you shouldn't. Okay, the first thing you want to do is go to Indian Motorcycle official site. When that opens up, you'll see 3 small bars there at the upper right-hand corner. Click on that. As that opens up, go to Accessories and Parts. Go to Parts, Oil and Maintenance. Put in 2020 as the year. Scout as the model. And then select the Scout Bobber 20 or the Scout Bobber 20 ABS, whatever. It's going to give you the choice of a color. I think it only gives you one. Just click Thunder Black. All right, this is going to open up. Go down until you see Steering. Click on Steering. This will open up and click Handlebar Assembly. You'll see a little diagram here. Just kind of scroll down until you see the actual products. Down here towards the bottom, it says Mini Ape Handlebars, black, and it gives you part number. You can click on that, add it to the cart. It says see product details. There's not an image. These are a gloss black handlebar. They're not a matte black, but they actually look really good even on the Thunder Black Smoke, because that's what I have. These have the bar end mirror attachments already in them. All right, so you see that you can actually save a bundle of money. Indian probably doesn't want you to know this, and I'm not sure how I even discovered it, because I originally ordered the wrong bars along with the wrong cables, but I didn't catch the cables till the actual install. But I had actually ordered the wrong bars. I ordered the regular bars that are on their website. So if you buy the wrong bars, you're not going to get the bar end mirror inserts. So not only are you going to pay more for the bars, which they come right up on the Indian website as an option for the Scout Bobber, but you got to get the inserts unless you want to run regular mirrors, which will also cost you money because you're going to have to buy new mirrors. I personally like the Bobber mirrors. I wanted to put those on. So I had ordered the wrong bars that didn't have the inserts. I was going to have to figure out how to get these things to fit in the new bars that didn't have inserts. Well, now Indian sells the inserts. Guess what? It's like another 80 bucks. So I think your bars are like 180 and then the inserts are like 80. That's a lot of cash. You saw it in the video. And the bars that I'm showing you, they are actually for the Scout Bobber 20. They've already got the inserts. Now they're not matte black, they're gloss. But trust me, I got the Thunder Black Smoke bike and the gloss black looks fine because your fork tubes are actually gloss black. There's a few gloss black parts on the matte or the Thunder Black Smoke bikes. So don't feel like you can't put some gloss on there. It's gonna hurt it. No, they look actually really cool, and let's look at it. All right, guys, here is the video of the bike that I promised you. You've already kind of seen this before, but this is live. I'm taking this live right now. And here's the 10-inch mini apes. Now, these mini apes are actually the exact part that goes on the Scout Bobber 20. Now, as you can see, they look amazing on this bike. At least that's what I think. And they only come in a gloss black, but whoop-de-doo, big deal. You know, because here's the thing. Yes, I have the Thunder Black Smoke. It is kind of the matte, satiny paint job. You might think, oh, I need the matte bars. Actually, I don't think you do. I think these gloss ones actually complement the bike really well because look, you've got already a gloss gauge cluster. You've got a gloss gas cap. You've got gloss right here on the levers. You've got gloss on the turn signals, on the fork tubes down here. And look here. Here's the Roland Sands grips that I promised I'd show you. Yeah. These are the Roland Sands Design grips. Now, these are actually made for the FTR. I'm probably the only person that's done this. I don't know. Let me know if you know of anybody else. But, yeah, these are the Roland Sands Design grips for, there's a collaboration with Indian, as you can see the Indian logo there. And then it says Roland Sands Design right there, which it's probably really hard to see because I'm really close. But they're sweet. I just realized that they were about the right, you know, they were essentially the right size. And I was like, why won't these work on the Scout? I'm pretty sure they will. And guess what? They do. So don't be afraid to go outside the box, man. Try something different. I think they look really cool. They're somewhat got a little bit of a sporty vibe to them. And I just think they look freaking good. So there's your 10-inch mini apes. I obviously am very partial to them. I think they make this bike look wicked. You know, I've gotten some comments from some people that have watched my videos, and they've just said, hey, we want to see the bike more. So I'll just show you the bike here for a minute. That's the Syndicate seat. That's the Indian Scout Bobber 2019. Yeah, got the passenger foot pegs right there. They're all flipped up, of course. The little backrest on the Syndicate. 10-inch mini apes from basically a Bobber 20, Scout Bobber 20. Buy those. Find them on the parts list. Buy them. They're like a replacement part. You'll literally get them for 80 or 90 bucks. You won't have to pay 180 bucks for your bars, and you'll have official Indian brand bars. And come on, dude, don't tell me they don't look sick. Don't be jealous. Yeah, no, I think they look fantastic. So anyways, hope this helps you out. So as you can see, they look really good on the bike. There's nothing wrong with putting a little gloss black unless you just absolutely don't like it for some reason. Get the matte, pay 180. Doesn't matter to me. But I wonder how long this will be available once Indian sees this video. Because you're literally buying this off the parts list like you wrecked your bike and you're buying parts. So it's not an accessory. And I don't know how they're charging 180 for the regular ones with no bar and mirror inserts. And these ones are like 90 bucks, 80 bucks, 90, whatever. And yeah, because they're a parts replacement. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I did. That's how I did it. I found them. I bought them. I saved a bundle of money. And they look great. They fit just the same. They're official Indian licensed product. Yeah, you should do the same. You'll save a ton of money. Matter of fact, even if you're getting an install done from Indian, buy those bars and bring them in. Buy those and bring them to them and say, I want these bars installed, instead of buying the bars directly, or go down there and buy those bars from them and have them installed instead of what they're going to offer you. And then they're going to tell you, hey, we need to put these bar end adapters so you can put the bar end mirrors on. Yeah, no. Let's be a little smarter than that. And you know what? When they're like, where did you get this information? Say, FASTLANE sent me. Or don't. You don't have to do that, actually. But anyways, so 10-inch mini apes on the Indian Scout, Indian Scout Bobber, Indian Scout 60, Indian Scout Bobber 60. Can you do it? Maybe. Should you do it? Maybe. I'm not going to tell you to do it. That's up to you. Make sure you're staying safe out there. You know what you're doing. You feel comfortable. And if you need help, get somebody to help you. And you know what else? If you're not comfortable with bleeding your brakes when it's all said and done, you've got everything installed, there's little shops right probably in your town that'll bleed them for you. Yeah, these guys are mechanics, motorcycle mechanics. They know what they're doing. They will bleed them for you. Now, I don't know about all the warranty issues and all that with Indian. I bought my bike used. I don't have any warranty as far as I ever knew about. So, I was good to go. I was just ready to try it. So I don't know if it's going to void your warranty if you do it yourself, et cetera, et cetera. Look into all that. Local laws, applicable, blah, 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 red tape, and a bunch of words that you don't care about. You can look into all that on your own. And I'm not going to do it for you. I can't do everything for you, man. Come on. You got to do a few things for yourself, right? Okay. Yeah. Anyways, 10-inch mini apes, Indian Scout Bobber, Indian Scout 60, Indian Scout Bobber 60. I think it looks so cool, and I think you ought to get a pair personally. Whether you have Indian install them, somebody else, or you give it a go yourself. Hey, comment below. Let me know your experience. Have you tried to install them? Were you discouraged? Do you have some questions? I'll be happy to answer your questions in the comments below. Here's the other deal. Like, share, subscribe. I need some subscribers. Subscribe to my channel, okay? Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post another video, because they're awesome. Yeah, and you know you want them. It's Fastlane.